they've got it. Be that level of versatile and stand out. That's the biggest thing. I think quite a few of our students, no matter what card they're on, they're standing out because they know they need to.
Yeah, absolutely. And, I've always thought it was very important to be open-minded to ideas, like you kind of alluded to it before. And again, let me just ask about this, because I'm going to actually be having some deathmatch wrestlers coming up as guests soon. What are your thoughts? I mean, obviously you've worked them. What are your thoughts on the whole deathmatch culture as a whole?
I think deathmatch wrestling is one of the things that kept my interest in wrestling as I was growing up, and as things kind of get kind of weird and hokey in the mid '90s with WWE and WCW, when a lot of people were losing interest, I was buying tapes of the Big Japan Deathmatch tournament and IWA Japan. So I think that the appeal of it to people is that you don't have to suspend your disbelief. You know what I mean? You don't have to sit there and look at it and go like, that's kind of iffy. It's like, nah, it looks and feels and sounds as legit as it gets. And that's appealing to some people. Some people like to just watch a fight happen, and there you go. There's a reason why action movies make the kind of money that they do. You can watch a Jackie Chan style action movie with incredible choreography and incredible athleticism, or you can watch a movie like Bloodsport where guys are just beating the piss out of each other. Both have their markets, both are appealing. So, support whatever you love.
I'll throw a match out there I want to see. Casanova Valentine versus Logan Black. Let's make it happen.
Hey man, I know Caps for quite a few years. I'd love to see that happen. If enough people start bothering him about getting us together in one of those bar matches, let's do it. I moved back to Brooklyn, so now it's not even as far from me.
No, and how cool. I mean, for me, like you, I liked any kind of wrestling, but deathmatch wrestling had a certain appeal to me. And to see the kind of cult following he's developed with the bar wrestling events and stuff, the no-ring death matches. Like, he wrestled Barrington Hughes of MLW not too long ago, which was freaking awesome. Like, it's just, that's what I love about pro wrestling. And I love independent pro wrestling because you have that opportunity, and especially now with the boom and, like you were saying before, all the outlets in which you can watch it, you have that chance to be creative, and obviously things like that will catch on.
Well, certainly. This is the same thing that I was saying before. We were talking about like being diverse on a show and being different. Cass found something that was different, unique, and there was a market for it, and he exploited it to the nth degree. And the dude has created like his own empire from it. There's no reason to knock that hustle in the slightest.
Absolutely. All right, I'll just end up with one more question here because I don't want to take up too much more of your time, and I appreciate you being so generous with your time. Again, on the air with Logan Black. You could follow him on Instagram and Twitter at King of Chaos NYC. So I'll just ask a generic question. Notice I didn't ask you what got you started into wrestling in the first place. You kind of threw that in there. But anyway, I had to throw that out there. I'm sorry. But 2019, obviously you have more goals. You're talking about Japan before, 2019 goals. Anything else in particular that you have in mind that you would like to accomplish? I mean, Japan aside.
Man, I want to do everything. It's literally, like you said, I want to get myself in on a bar, Casanova Valentine bar brawl. I want to be in a deathmatch tournament. I want to get myself over to Japan or Mexico. I'd like to be able to just do as much as I possibly can, get myself new places, meet new people, sell more merch. You know what I mean? I just want to be able to continue to enjoy the ride of wrestling because there's nothing quite like being able to travel around and do something that you absolutely love and get paid for it. That's literally living the dream. And then doing it with your friends. Shit, every weekend I'm somewhere different with like friends of mine. It's all smiles because there's nothing better than that. I challenge anybody listening to give any kind of idea of anything better than being able to travel the world with your friends, make more friends along the way, do something you love, and get paid for it.
I'm putting the company over here for a second, one of the things I always loved about the Warriors of Wrestling locker room is there was always that camaraderie amongst the guys and girls. You know, a lot of the same talent that are on there, but then when you bring in other talent, like last time I was over there, you had Ken Anderson on, you had Bobby Roode on, I believe, at the same show, and but there people are always asking questions and this that. For the regular fans that come to your shows, and I know there's plenty of regular fans that come consistently every month or every show that you guys have, do fans get a sense of, from your perspective, that they know that the talent are enjoying the company that they're surrounded by and the people that they're working with? Like, is that contagious to the fan where they're more interactive with the show as well?
Yeah, you know what? I think social media has helped to kind of blur the lines between the locker room and the fans, both for the good and for the bad. But in this case, we're talking about the question at hand. The fans get to see just how close everybody is. Joe throws a barbecue for the locker room twice a year. Once in over the summer, we go in the pool and all that, and then once in December as a Christmas party. So, like, you get to see the camaraderie amongst us and see all of us hanging out, seeing, like, what it is in the car that's going on, and Q&As and all that. So the fans are really getting to see just how close a lot of the boys really are, especially with Warriors of Wrestling, where everybody is just so close.
And it's always been that way from pretty early on. I mean, I can always remember that, but that's for another time. Two things before I let you go. One, tell Cookie Man I'm coming for that title.
He's right there in the ring. I took a step out, but he's right there in the ring training around, so I'll let him know.
Okay.
The original No Limits champion is coming back for the belt.
Yeah, no fun in the No Limits division. Violence needs to be brought back. Enough of this cookie bullshit. Anyway, and again, King of Chaos NYC, Instagram, Twitter. Thank you so much, dude, for taking the time, and I plan on coming out there at some point just to come say hello and just to hang out, BS, whatever. But it was good talking with you, catching up a little bit, get your and best of luck with everything, and I hope to get to see you soon.
My pleasure, man. Hope to see you soon, and I'd be happy to do this anytime you want me on.
Great, thanks so much. Have a great night, and good luck.
You too, man.
All right, bye-bye. That was Logan Black here, former Warriors Wrestling Tag Team Champion, No Limits Champion. And not to completely break kayfabe even more than I already have, and he's probably really pissed off at me that I did that. Imagine how pissed he would be. I'm doing this interview with the Yes, Yes, Yes shirt on. So, just a tiny bit of a background, and I should have done this beforehand, but I got so caught up in conversation, and thank you to Ratchet Palmstrike for conversing with me back and forth. Biscuits and Gravy, how are you? With Logan, him and I, well, he trained over at Gleason's gym, trained by Johnny Rodz, WWE Hall of Famer. And the first time that I met him was Joey. I was training, and I worked a show. Well, I didn't work it. I was security that day, but they were trying out to get on the NWS card at the time. It was him and Matt Kaplan when they were the original American Nightmare incarnation. And Joey Janela was there. He needed a tag partner, and he said, Gino, God rest his soul, but he's like, hey, you got your shorts and wrestling shoes? Yeah, sure. All right, you're working a tag match with them. You're taking the heat. Okay, no problem. So we did that, and that's how I first met him. And they're like, hey, do you mind coming on the show? We're doing a show, Warriors of Wrestling, out in South River, New Jersey. And this was December of 2008. And that was my debut. And because I had people come in and supporting, and one thing led to another, and that's how I won the Warriors of Wrestling No Limits Championship, their first mid-card title. I think it was June of 2009 that I won that belt. May or June. I don't remember. But I remember winning it. And I remember having to go to the hospital for plenty of stitches after the fact. So, say what you got to say. But I can't guarantee that I'm going to read it on the air right now. I can't guarantee I'm going to read it on the air. But anyway, but that's how I got to know him. And throughout the course of time, not that I talk to him all the time, but yeah, I'm not going to say that on the air. Jackass. So the what's it called? So with him, just talking to him now, it really, it's cool because it honestly feels like no time has been missed, and it's nice, and that's why I threw out there, tell Cookie Man I'm coming for the title, because that was my championship. I was first no limits champion at Warriors of Wrestling. I highly doubt anything's going to actually come of it, but it'll definitely be interesting when something does wind up coming up. I would like to actually do it, but probably more than likely not going to happen for obvious reasons. And that's another story for another time. Anyway, I will be right back. Here is a Logan Black match that for your enjoyment, and be right back on the other side. We'll talk AEW's most recent partnership, and then after that, we will talk about Lufisto's upcoming retirement for 2019. So hang tight. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll be back soon. All right, that was Logan Black versus Jeff Cannonball on here live on Open Mic Wrestling Night. Live, twitch.tv/Calypso426. And if you're listening not on the live window, iHeartRadio, Spotify, Fill in the Void Podcast Network, Spreaker.com/filling_the_void, Apple Podcasts, Stitcher, TuneIn, all different sorts of podcast outlets in which you could listen to the show on. And if you want, we're actually on the Fill in the Void Podcast Network YouTube. You can find the show, and if you don't want to listen to the 2 hours or whatever I wind up doing, you can break it down into sections that way. So there's that. Anyway, now that I just got an email confirmation, I will be now announcing my huge guest announcement coming up for March 28th. But before I get there, next week I have Darius Carter coming on, another returning guest of the show. He'll be on April 1st of WrestleMania week shows. Michael Weber, COO of Fight TV, will be on. I also have Michael Herman of Retro Soft Studios. He'll be coming on to talk about his upcoming video game, in which they just announced Zack Sabre Jr. as part of the game as well. We'll talk more about it, and I'll throw out some plugs throughout the course of the week. He'll be coming on another day during WrestleMania week. April 25th, I have Stan Styles coming on for promoting his Intergender Bonanza 3. But March 28th, and this one I'm so looking forward to having him on. March 28th, if you're a fan of wrestling and New Japan in particular, you will remember that the gaming tournament that hosted a wrestling show, which was CEO Cross New Japan Pro Wrestling, Alex Jabali, the tournament organizer, CEO, and fighting game director of DreamHack, and now wrestling promoter, he'll be coming on March 28th to talk about